Testing. Hello, hello. What is that? Why do I have two macOS screen captures going on. Okay. Okay, that's only coming out of one. So, all right, not that big of a deal. What's up, everybody? My name's Alckemy. Welcome to the channel. We're just getting set up to do some sound design. I just got back from LA and I am dead. I am so dead. Which isn't terrible, but well, my arms and my shoulders, and I don't know if you could see this or not, but my forearm is it's actually looking a little better, but it was like black yesterday. If y'all didn't know, I also teach martial arts, and I went for an instructor seminar with my instructor, Sifu Joel, and we hung out and met some people, saw some folks from our lineage that we had never met before, and it was a good time. That being said, it was a 4-hour drive to LA, and then I stayed the night. We went from, what was it, 9 to 4? And then I drove back at like 6 in the morning. So I slept all day yesterday. Slept a lot. Slept in for most of today. And it's weird, like the kind of shape that I'm in is much different than the shape that I was in when I was training for my instructorships and all that stuff. But my development of hitting and my shoulders and my back is what's actually killing me the most. My legs are actually okay, but oh my gosh, my upper body is just like, was toast. Yeah, had a good time though. So we're gonna just be doing some sound design and stuff. I do have some quick play spells to get through. Where are we at here? Memphis Short. I think these are mostly just Crow. 10-2. I think this is where we're at. Hey dude, what's up? Yeah, so yeah, I guess we'll just play through these and then we'll get started doing the things. So hopefully hopefully Sononym will work today and I can get through the rest of my sorting and all that, but I almost feel like I have to start over just because I lost my place of where I was at. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we're done. Dope. This was nice. I think something that would really help with a lot of these tracks is playing with your stereo image, because it sounds like a lot of this stuff is very center field, and you know, even just thinking if the whatever that snare or that clap was had like a mid-side EQ with a small amount of reverb to where it was like center and then out and then center and then out, it really will help pull out a lot of the atmosphere of what you're trying to evoke. Yeah, like this one has a little bit more on the sides. Definitely not trap, but cool tune nonetheless. So yeah, if you all want to submit a quick play spell, it's a 15-second or less idea thing that you can do once a day, but you can join the Discord, make sure that it's 15 seconds or less, otherwise I will give you shit for it. And the next time I stream, I will play your stuff out. So let's go ahead and open up Bitwig. I wonder if there's a new beta. It would be cool if there was. Doesn't look like it. And I need to figure this out. Here we go. Yoink. Why did it do that? Bro. That's one thing that I really dislike about the new operating system. It's like, it's really frustrating. I don't like fucking with that. No, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, almost. There we go. And there we go. All right. So let's get Sononym up here and let's see if we can muster up some work on this. Yeah, so I guess I'm having issues with this thing. Is there any alternative to Sononym? First off, I'm curious. Sononym. Wait. Alternative to Sononym. Loop Cloud, Sampleism, and EXO. What is Sampleism? Has anybody used this before? Looks exactly like Sononym. $50,000 free folder support, automatic match tagging. Oops, export automatic tag matching. Let's give this a try and see if it's got a 3.7. In the App Store. Okay. Why am I stuck here? Yo, computer, what are you doing? I'm gonna have to do this off stream because it's for some reason just the fucking technology is taking a shit on me. So let's maybe do something that works. What do you all think about the MPC Live 3? That is actually what I'm curious. And you know what? I might actually even change this title because I need somebody to talk me out of it. Also, very quickly, switch this up. Sorry, Sith Anatomy, I'm stealing your thumbnail. Oh, this also is not working. Interesting. Okay. Nothing is working today. What the fuck is up with my computer? There we go. Hey, that's not the MPC Live 3. What the fuck? What gives? Alright, making sure that we have sound. Which we do. I believe. I believe I can fly. Fucking hate that song. Hi, baby. All right. That was cool. I wish I was recording that. Now, I wonder if I can get that without the effects. That's kind of close. What a shit show, dude. Oh my god. Fucking computer is just taking a massive dump. Holy cow. That was cool. All right. Let's do some recording here. That should be enough. Does this not drag to a new track now? Oh, it does. It's just jank. So okay, baby, I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cool. We're just getting some stereo in here. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm sold on the Live 3. I didn't care for the Live 2, but the Live 3 looks like something I use daily. What was the deal breaker for you? Curious. Make this a little bit more noisy. That sounds really good. Wow. It's not as loud as it usually is, but we could fix that. That's not going to be a big deal. But yeah, that sounds great. No, we want this to be out of that. Sorry. Thanks. I was going to get back to full hardware here in a second, but yeah, I just made a clap. Workflow before the new one looked tedious. I mean, I guess there's the sequencer, but for the most part, it's kind of the same, no? Still on? Yeah, still on. Bonk. Bonk. That shit would not play. Well, I did have a good time in LA. It was fun. Got to see my instructor. We punched each other a couple of times. Valencia. Okay, why is this not zooming? Bro. I should just go back to 5. Okay, it's not bad. That's better. Hey, Aro, I haven't forgotten about hooking you up with stuff. I I got in last night and well, the morning of Sunday, and I slept all of Sunday and most of today, so but I haven't forgotten about you. Okay, so with this, it has a nice little bump. That's what I'm looking for. That's pretty nice. It's not bad. Um, it was great. For the most part, I have some major complaints of things that are going on within the world of JKD, but drink your tea. That's what Seafood Joel and I always say. Okay, so we're going to use this EQ to kind of... Actually, I'm going to duplicate this and see if I can create something a little bit different here. What, drink your tea? Did I ever tell you the story about drink your tea? It's pretty funny. All right, so it was 2015, and it was myself and two other guys that were going to take over the school, and for those two guys, they were supposed to do a cage fight. I didn't do a cage fight because I had prior experience and I was gearing up to go to Circus Soleil in Vegas, and so I was like, I don't want to risk this. It's not worth it to me. So the two other guys are gearing up for their fight. It's called Rage in the Cage, and it's in fucking Weatherford, Oklahoma. And we go to this like one town diner. No, we were just discussing it. Just being like, what do y'all think? You know, because I'm interested in it. I haven't bought it. I don't think I will, but I wanted to talk about it. Now I'm talking about my story of drink your tea. So here's the thing. LA kid in the middle of fucking nowhere in this one diner town, and it's like the fucking butt fuck boons. And I'm just like, I make fun of a lot of stuff, you know, so I'm like, we're in the hills have eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Red State, you know, we're never going to get out of here alive, and just like making jokes, and Seafood Joel and I are laughing. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? What is going on? You know, why are we here? And they have this like really bootleg dinner thing where they're weighing everyone in, and you know, you come in and it's kind of like a buffet, and everyone does their weigh-ins to make sure that they fit the class and all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I was making fun of it, right? And so, all right, so like I'm over here just like, you know, whispering to him, you know, of like, what's going on, whatever, you know, and he looks at me, and his name is Sifu Joel. He's been on the channel, and we have our own channel and stuff. And he looks at me and he goes, Ian, drink your tea. And I make eye contact with him, and I go, and I drink my tea, and I just look right down at the desk. So we get up, we're walking over to the buffet, and forgive me for what I'm about to say, but we're over at the food, and the next thing you know, this 425-pound guy starts walking in for the weigh-in, and my instructor is going, what the actual fuck? Like, this guy is going to fight and all that, and he just like starts going off, has like an incredibly strong reaction, and I look at Sifu Joel and I go, Sifu, drink your tea. And he looks at me and he goes, and we didn't say anything else for the rest of the night. Yeah, that's what our podcast is called. So it wasn't even about that the guy was large. It's like he was fighting somebody that was 4 times his weight class. And so it's one of those things of like, shut the fuck up, you know, be gracious and be kind. And so through the seminar yesterday, Sifu Joel and I had a lot of drink your tea moments, which is just one of those things of mindfulness and humility, right? Pretty funny stuff. So, but no, I got to see him. I got to see Vern, who I don't know his last name, but we have an interview with him on the other channel where we're just doing, oh, hi, sweet puppy. No, you can't have my coffee. It's not even real coffee. You don't even want it. You are very cute, though. Did you scratch my car today? Yeah? Yes, you did. Jerk. Oh, dude, Sifu Joel, like, he is, I wouldn't say that he's a father figure, but he's somebody that I can look up to of like, this is how to treat and raise your students. This is how to be good to your family. Lots of really core things, but he's also a person, and we make fun of a lot of things and have a good time. He's also really freaking good at what he does, you know. Mac, you know, like at the gym, there are some athletes there that just move incredibly well, and we've seen good, like amazing movement at that gym in Vegas. He is a martial equivalent of that. Oh yeah, let's see. He came into my life in 2011 of July. The first class that I ever did with him. So like the way that we actually met was pretty silly. What ended up happening was I was in Oklahoma for college, and my buddy Ryan was like, yo, you want to go to this Jeet Kune Do class? And I was like, in Oklahoma? Like, what the fuck? No, I don't want to go. Like, there's no way that this is going to be good. I ended up going. Turns out Sifu Joel is also from LA, and he moved back to Oklahoma because he was born there, and he was raising a family. And so what he did was he trained under a bunch of people, but the main ones are Ed Monahan and Jerry Poteet, and Jerry Poteet was under Bruce Lee. And so he trained with Jerry for 4 years. He was with Ed for well over a decade, I think. And then he stepped out and then started a school in Oklahoma, and that's kind of how we met. So we had the California thing going on, and we were laughing about Oklahoma, but he was like, so do you have a background? And I'm like, yeah, I did Wing Chun previously. And then I'm a tricker. And he was like, well, what is that? And so like I bust out a cork, and that's like it's a one-legged flip with a twist. And he's like, holy shit, that was fucking cool. And he pulls out his phone and sends it to his wife, now ex-wife at the time, but and then just like immediately does that. And he was like, I want you in class. And throughout the years, there were times that I had to step away for either college or like there was a time that I was working 3 jobs and I was like, I cannot pay for class. I can't do it. And he was like, you know what? Clean the school, wipe the floors before class, then take off. I'll pay you. And I want you in class. I want you in the seminars. I want you in all that. And so that's kind of how I became his guy. And I'm his top student. As much as you all see me just sitting down and every once in a while doing flips, I was his first black belt, along with Steven Dixon, but I was his first black belt and also his first instructor for JKD because I'm ranked in two separate arts. So we were going for the JKD. Oh, dude, he's fucking incredible, man. I'd take a bullet for that guy in a heartbeat. He lives in Canada now, but that's why I went out to go see him, because just come to the gym. We got you. But yeah, when all that stuff went down, lots of history, but most of the history with him and I are incredibly positive. And so the way that I teach music production is very similar to how I would run a class within martial arts or within tricking or whatever. Are you going to Winnipeg, or are you going to one of the major cities? Yeah, if anybody's in Winnipeg, hit up Evolution Martial Arts. You guys see me wear a shirt all the time. But he's just an amazing guy. Oh, Calgary. It's pretty intimidating. You guys are incredible. Nah, man, like thank you. That's a really big compliment, but dog, it's like my greatest joy is when I learn a new skill. My second greatest joy is when I teach someone a new skill. Is that fair? Well, Calgary's not too far away. It's a few hours, but you can get there in an afternoon. So if he's running a seminar or something, for like $100, $150, I'd say go. Because yeah, I will say that we're gearing up to open up a new school in December, and I'm probably going to be helping him with that, just for a visit, doing some kind of seminar and working with him and stuff. But it's a great experience just to get a piece of like, everybody wants to be Bruce Lee, and that's why I'm so jaded about other people on the internet just moving like garbage. But what we have is the legit piece of history of, this is what Bruce knew, this is what he taught, and this is how we teach it. Yeah, he's awesome. Awesome. I can't say enough good things about him. He's not perfect, but yeah, he's done so much for me, and I try to reciprocate from him. He was out here in January, and we didn't really move much, but he came with his kids, and I was like, stay with us. I used to read that black and white book of Bruce Lee, Tao of JKD, I'm guessing. Yeah, read it once and then throw it out. That's what I would say. And that's the Tao of JKD is one of the biggest issues. I don't want to talk about Jeet Kune Do all day, but because I want to talk about the MPC, but one of the biggest issues is that fucking book, which Bruce Lee didn't even write that book. Dan DeSanto and somebody else helped put his notes together and give their thoughts on it, but it's an interpretation of Bruce's notes to where like there was so much lost in translation over that. But now you got these fucking YouTubers on, so many channels that are standing like Bruce Lee in the movies and being like, this is Jeet Kune Do, I read the books and I'm the master. And it's like, okay, well, I read a book on surgery. You should let me cut you open. If I told you that I'm an expert because I read a book on open heart surgery, would you let me perform surgery on you? Of course not. That's not even, like, don't even answer that question. But for some reason, when it comes into martial arts, people think that they could just like watch a video or, you know, watch UFC or whatever and all that shit. And like, plus you're missing the whole cultivation aspect of it. Dude, you could read everything about learning to punch and taking a punch and how to read a punch, but until somebody goes pop, you don't know shit. You know what I mean? Until somebody actually throws a fist at you with intention, you don't know anything. And even then, you know. But like I said, like if you're even if you read up on all the books and let's say you have a little bit of fight experience, if you're not in the classroom and you don't have the guidance, let me ask you this, Mac. Do you have windmills? Or at some point did you ever break? I don't know your actual dance background if it was just hip hop, but did you ever have windmills or flares? Okay, so imagine how much better and how much faster your movements would have been if you didn't have to teach yourself, assuming that you taught yourself, because most breakers teach themselves, most trickers teach themselves. But imagine how much better your all's basses and your drums have gotten from watching my videos, from somebody that sits down and is like, this is how you do this. And for all of you regulars, imagine how much has your sound design improved from watching me versus trying to figure this shit out on your own. Imagine reading a book about sound design, but you never do the sound design. You know what I mean? It's like, what? You don't know shit. So, anyways. No, it's one-sided. It's one-sided to me. It's a blunt sword. that shit's a blunt sword. Like, if you're trying to learn about a program and shit and you don't, I would say, and not to be competitive, but it's something that we actually say a lot. It's the difference between doing and being. That's what Jerry would always say. There's a lot of people that just want to do the shit, you know, and they're like, look, I'm Bruce Lee. But when you're actually in it and you're part of the culture, you're part of the community, you're part of like the circle, and you're fully enveloped in it with other people that are on the same path, it changes you. I can tell you, like, when I started tricking at other gyms and I had other people there, I got way better because I had a community and I had other people that were way better than me to be like, yo, do this, yo, do this. And they weren't necessarily teaching me, but they were helping me find the answers that I couldn't figure out myself. That's why I'm here on YouTube, because I didn't have a music community. Guess who started a music community? Like, this is nothing new. It's all the same shit. And so unfortunately, most of the JKD community has devolved into, look at how fast I am and look at how flashy I can be and cool poses and shit. And it makes me sick to my stomach. Long story short. Because most of those guys, I guarantee, like, it's not for sport, but if you did put them in a ring, they'd get their ass kicked. Yeah, of course. But it's not different because you still start with the fundamentals, right? And when you learn, you make you're doing it first by learning the fundamentals, but then you shape that into your own thing. You know what I mean? The JKD thing is no different. People are like, oh, style of no style. It absolutely is a fucking curriculum. Like, there are things that are considered to be JKD where it's not in other ways. But once you learn those fundamentals, you start to see how they bleed over into other stuff. It's like, yo, I can make a square bass with a low pass filter, and it's a square bass with a low pass filter. But once I understand that and I start adding things on top of it, it becomes a neuro bass. But if I don't have that specific thing first, everything else falls apart. People are trying to do this thing of, I'm going to make a neuro bass out of, I've got the filtering and I've got distortion or whatever, but I don't have the square wave. It doesn't work. Like it doesn't have roots. So but JKD isn't complicated. It's like, if I were to compare it to sound design, it's like, here are all of your fundamentals of fucking basic waveforms. Square wave, sine wave, saw, triangle, pulse width, noise. And then here's how it connects to, you know, your shit. And then once you take this problem solving thing of what is the most simple and efficient way to solve this problem, or to sound design this thing with using the least amount of tools, that's where you are like, I can apply this to anything. I need a square wave and a filter, but I only know JKD and the style of phase plant. No, you could do that with you could do that with Serum. You can do it with Massive. You could do it with analog synth. You could do it with whatever, but it's that foundation with that mindset. So anyway, yeah, we can talk about something else. What do you guys think about the MPC Live 3? Somebody said before I went on my fucking rant about JKD and the problems that I have with it today, someone was like, yo, I'm going to buy it. As an Akai Force lever, I am torn on the MPC. It doesn't have the link like the Force, and the clip launcher on Force is superior IMO, but the MPE and 16 Audio 32 is dope. Praying for a Force 2. They're probably going to combine it, right? Like, that's probably why the MPC Live 3 exists, because it has all of this, so much more RAM and all this other stuff. My biggest problem with the MPC Live, two things. The Japanese folks are scratching on the MPC. What, from the touch strip? I think if they added more inserts, even 6 compared to 4, and they had built-in modulators that were independent of, and it could just be an LFO for all I care. I could work with just a sine wave LFO. But if they had LFOs for things like the EQ and all that other stuff, I could do like 90% of what I needed to. I think it's OP crossed with iPad. 2-way, 24 channels of audio and 32 channels of MIDI in one cable is supercharged. It needs day mode so we can get out of the dungeons. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. The thing with the MPC is that it wants to be its own self-contained box, but it's just not there yet for me. Like, unless if you're just making like hip hop beats, the stem separation thing is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna try to make the stuff that I make, it needs a little bit more flexibility, because it's just too much of a drag to try to throw everything together. I do like the step sequencer. It's kind of cool that they at least incorporated the nudge, because I don't think that was a thing on the previous versions. You could nudge, but you had to do it through the touchscreen, which was a pain in the ass. I did not like that. But they need to put me on the team. I agree. I actually agree with that. They should put me on the team for that, because I think that I would give them some really good ideas that wouldn't be like insanely unreasonable. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know. I think that for me, it's not enough to justify getting because I have a Digitact and the Waldorf Iridium. Like iPad as sound designer, resample back into MPC, chop and sequence. Okay, but hear me out, Pink. For $1,700, you can get a Dream iPad upgrade. Oh, you do? Well, I still don't necessarily think that they would take my suggestions, but... But it would be cool if they did. Because I have a lot that I would want to see from that. So what I want to do here is apply some texture to this. They listen to the customers. Someone was knocking on my door. Probably not going to buy one. I keep forgetting to use my iPad in my workflow. I think for me, like, it works best. Okay, so like that's the hardest thing about the MPC is what does it do that is better and more efficient than what you already have? Or what is unique about it? The XY things are cool, but do you really want to try to design a track around that? You know what I mean? Do you really want to try to design a track around setting an XY pad thing? Or also, does anybody have the MPC Live 3? Did they fix the interpolation for automation? I imagine that they did, now that I think about it, because of the timeline. But something that drove me crazy was the automation was step only. You would like the Archive Forester performance? I don't even do performance. I don't even, like, yo, when I make a set, I just fucking do it in Bitwig. Just because it's too much. Like, this would be an interesting thing for Mac, because Mac actually DJs. Sometimes he shows up to the gym and does DJ stuff, but I do not DJ at all. Can make a sick beat in the Fields of Narnia. Why couldn't you do that with an iPad? They're so OP. Ironically, iPads have no pads. I mean, but for a similar price, you could get the MPC, what is it, 23 or something, so that have the pads. And then you have something that's a little bit more modular, so where you can use the pads, use Koala Sampler, right? Which also has stem separation. You could put that in Cubases. I like this, but it's not the right texture. I don't even hear anything. There we go. trying to make it crunchier. So maybe I'll add a bit crusher to this. Ouch. There, that's what I'm looking for right there. Although I would want this to be, I don't know, we'll see. I might be able to get away with adding some external reverb to this on the flip side. But what we're going to do here is bloop. And we can see what's going on with that. Sure, they are cooking up something stronger that can handle real quality stems. Update takes MIDI in now correctly, so if you have any cool MIDI controllers that do generator stuff or like poly and play, you can run into MPC easily of any interest. Also, as complex as iPad, it feels clunky trying to bring file samples to all different apps. You can just drag and drop like you say with a regular DAW. Wait, with what? I think this is specifically an upgrade for performance-based and portability. If your thing checks the boxes, then it's for you. Wait, what was that point? Shouldn't you get the Roland CR1000 for keeping it analog? No. Dude, that thing is way too expensive for what it does. Yeah, there was a couple ideas in here that I wanted to explore. Imagine being Roland's marketing team this week when the new MPC launched. I know, right? Like, yeah, dog, check it out. We're launched the new MPC that's just as expensive as uh, uh. Okay, so let me go in here and go to initialize. This should be way louder than it is. There we go. Go to the envelopes here. Okay, almost. Tools. I'm gonna go in here to waveform. How high does this go? I'm gonna go into the mod here and go into the pitch. Not quite. I don't know if this is the best for making 808s. I love it for sketches and for making crazy sounds for use in real DAW later. Haven't found anything better for it either. Gotta run. Hope all of you get 5K dropped out of the sky to buy a new MPC and then some. Yeah, likewise, dude. Likewise. So I want this to be... Oh, okay, there we go. So I was trying to change the ratio of this. And then now I'll add some drive. There we go. I'm joking, but yeah, Tomberg looks good. Just don't have the cash for it. Ooh. That's cool. It's kind of cool. I'm not going to use all of this. I just want to see what it sounds like with it. Probably this one. Set that to repitch mode. Probably something like this. I want to listen to the relationship of this. That's probably what I should use because I like the contrast with that a lot better. Yeah, the Tomverk to me just didn't really tick any of the boxes to where I'm like, yo, this is the next big thing. I think that of everything that's come out this year... Wait, did the Digitac 2 come out this year or was that last year? Did the Digitone come out this year or was that last year? I like this. VST wise, or on iPad, or what specifically? Peloid? Peloid. P-I. Piod. I like Piod better. Yes, loud split. You can get away with loud split. That was one of the last things that Chi showed me. And I was like, duh. I can't believe I never thought of that. But yeah. All right, let's see how this sounds with all the bells and whistles. Hell yeah, that's fucking sick. Let me give that a little bit more. I guess this is an annoying loop. Let's grab an envelope follower. See if I can do something cool with this. That's sick. Let's give this some texture. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think about anything that I would use it for to like sketch and stuff with. And like, even though it is portable and it has like, you know, its own battery and its own speakers and all that other stuff, I'm just like, what would I make with it, you know? I guess if I was just like fully sold on sampling and stuff, but I'm like, I could also do that with the Digitact. But the Digitact and like the Electron stuff just makes it feel like it actually suits, it actually complements the DAW really well. I don't know, man. It's hard to think about what it can replace, or like also what it does that's like unique on its own, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of tough to call on that. I'm gonna grab a transient control on this. Just try to make this a lot shorter. I'm gonna go fuse compressor. Same thing here. Long attack, long release. That'll help pull out the transient parts of this. That's pretty cool. The key to doing this, I don't want to say successfully. Hello. The key to doing this successfully is to make sure that for whatever fucking reason, Bitwig will actually pull out the thing without having to try to do this several times. Man, that is such a pain in the ass. It drives me fucking crazy. But making the transients really short is kind of the goal here. Oh, right. I need to turn that off. Control G. was kind of cool. Really what I want to do with this is just layer the kicks and the snares, or the kicks and the claps. So that way it's more of, there's a lot of extra space here, but there's a lot of texture in between. Yo, what's up? Taking a finger drumming course, just fucking rock out. Yeah, I've got some tutorials on finger drumming, if you're interested. They're also free. Not sure how I feel. I like that. I like that texture there. That's dope. Yo, what's up, Nate? Do I like to get my loop damn nearly perfect before moving on? Nah, I'm just filling the space right now. I'm just vibing. Cause like this was the idea for the beat that I had, and then I don't have anything else for it. It's not really like anything else that I want to do with it, to be honest. Most of the time when I want to move on with a track, scary movies leading up to Halloween. Corey went and saw him on Saturday, but I was out of town. I obsess over things for too long. Well, it depends on what your objective is, right? Like, if you know that you obsess over like loops and stuff for too long, then you have to like pivot the workflow, right? So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Okay, this is our intro. Great. That worked out really well. And sometimes, like, spending a lot of time with a loop or something isn't the worst thing in the world. Because you're just having fun. You know? You're just enjoying yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, like, off the jump, if I go... Need 8 of this. Because I already know that for whatever this is, I want it to be here. We're going to do some kind of automation with this. Right? How many bars is this? Is this 7.2? Yeah, that actually works. So we can use one of these sounds. Like this. Right here. Make this fade in slowly. While that's working, I'm going to grab a filter. And then we get into that. Sorry. So what we can do with this is on the first half, we can just cut this out. Kind of like so. Then here we can add in the baseline progression. So then we can do it again, but we can change something about the percussion here and just go with maybe pitching this here. So So we just made 3 different parts by just changing like 1 or 2 things. And so within this, we can... Now what we can do is change the percussion of this. So we can be like... let me listen to the drums of this. So maybe change out the snare. So maybe we can do like a really long snap, which I think I still have one. Or I'll just record one. Move this a little bit beforehand. And then we'll just, oops. We'll just work on this for a bit. And switch up the groove just a little bit to where it's, you know, kind of bringing the energy back down. Wait, where is this supposed to be? Oh. It's adding a little bit of high into that. Yeah, how could you not? Yeah, it's starting to take shape. That's kind of nice. Not quite what I'm looking for, but... Minus the mids. See if I can get a little bit more out of this. That's okay. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create a bandpass filter. Then I'm going to see. It's almost there. Not quite, though. Let me try the distortion. So I think what's creating that is this. You hear like the type thing? That's what I'm trying to fix. So what I might be able to do is grab a frequency shifter or something and see if I can adjust that. That's interesting. I don't really know how I feel about that. Maybe what I could do is add some Foley or something that will lead up to that. Or I can layer it. So I can do something like this. There we go. There we go. Now we want to take off the tail and build an artificial one. Let's see what else I can do to change this up a bit. I like that. That's nice. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted a Pro R2. Sounds so weird. Okay, I could probably just correct it with an EQ after. There we go. Maybe something else I can do is add a replacer on here. And group this. Let's go snap V8. What's on here? Maracas, snare. What's on V9? Yeah. The fuck? Kind of modifying it to what I guess we lost some of that low end. Maybe not, I don't know. That's weird. I really like that. It's kind of cool. That's pretty dope. Can also use that as like a oh, maybe that was supposed to be here. Yeah. Cool. So now we can focus on some other texture that we can. Like, that's kind of cool. Preferably one that doesn't have... Dude, hello? No. No, that's not how this works. You can sit. You can sit. Sit. Okay, now you can come up. Thank you. Hi. Hi, sweet girl. It's not quite feeding time yet. Dad's still working. Dad is still doing stuff. He's still making bullshit beats. Dad is still making bullshit beats. Can you wait a few more minutes? He's trying to work. I will feed you very soon. Don't worry, you will have amazing dinner, but it is not yet time. Thank you. Thank you for the kisses. I know that I took you out just a couple hours ago, so I know you don't have to go to the restroom. She's bored. Oh, no, you can't get on me like that. I have to pee. Don't. My bladder. Yeah, so, I mean, just walking through the intro and getting a skeleton of this. No, excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Yeah, it needs some kind of response right here. Like a vocal or something, you know? I don't know, like, what does it want to say? Shut the fuck up, you know, something like that, or get the fuck back. They know what time it is. Just I also want to do something to this. So maybe just like... Nice. Sorry. Why is this treated as a single segment? Go back here. Like, that's a cool little thing that we can maybe just add as a texture. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Like a little bit of distortion. Might also be kind of cool to do like a Hoover thing right here. Sorry. Forgot that this isn't plugged into the Oh my god, I'm so sore. I know, baby. I know you want food, but that's why I gave you a snack a couple hours ago. Because Dad is having a late start to the day. Papa is having a little bit of a late start. Having a little bit of a hard time moving through physical space. Needs just a little bit of... Maybe you should just do something stupid like brush your teeth. Or something like that. That seems legit, right? Turn the volume down on this. Did that do it? Did I just shock the system? I actually like that there's that extra sine wave over the top of that. It's kind of sick. Maybe do like a cool notch or something over that to give it some. That might be kind of sick to throw a flanger over that. No, I'm right before Act 3. I've been going through. That's kind of sick. I'm right. I went and got everything that I could through Act 2. So last night I finished up the fleas, and then I also did the quest for the second oil. that's cool, but not. I need to look up. Ow, Jersey. I need to look up. I think it's. I don't remember if it's Rorschach or Rorschach. How do you say that? How do you say Rorschach? How to pronounce Rorschach? Rorschach. Say it slow for me.
Rorschach.
Oh yeah, okay, Rorschach. Yeah, there's a I think it's Rorschach. No, maybe it's Cherokee. Kind of, but that's still not the one I was looking for. It's like, it's the one that's like, Power Thunder. that's the only thing that I remember from that song. Let me see. Balaclava, no. Spooky Dove, Fortuna. I'm pretty sure it's on the 2020 album. Third World Cop. Love is here. Yeah. It's definitely not Gettysburg. Delirious. That's probably. Nope, that's not what it is either. So maybe it's on Death Don't Always Taste Good. Fortune Teller, Ugly Bubble, Astral Plane, Cake, Vanity Fair, A&E. Nope. What's the one where he's like, Power Thunder? Power Thunder. It's whatever the fuck that is, but can't say no. It's not Salt Toffee. Because that's the... Oh, fuck, it is Salt Toffee. Okay. Yeah. Interesting texture. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to... Shut up. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. It's a piece of shit, fraud, dirty, never takes a shower, decaf drinking. Fuckface. What was the plugin that just came out from Minimal Audio that I've been using the past couple of days? Say it slow for me. Omelette du fromage. Oh my god. Formant? No, what's the other one? Formant. You sure you quit caffeine? Yes. Yes. No. Yeah, I did. Evoke. That was what I was looking for. I did. We could do... You guys want to do some auto-tune? Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing thank you. Whatever it is that I'm trying to be better about that. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Of creating these kinds of sounds. I need auto-tune. Of auto-tune. Cocaine. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Oh my god, no. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to get an idea or extract from. Of creating these kinds of sounds and utilizing whatever it is that I'm trying to
get an idea or extract from of creating these kinds of sounds.
Maybe I can do
Creating these kinds of sounds.
like these sounds or something like that.
Kinds of sounds and kinds of sound. Creating these kinds of sounds.
But I don't like the inflection that I have on that.
In these kinds of sounds. 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 In these kinds
The sounds.
in these kinds of sounds. In these kinds.
Okay, I need to make this fit within the context of.
In these kinds of sounds.
And then maybe what I could do with this is.
Sounds. In these kinds of sounds.
And then just do something stupid with this. Yeah, actually that could work. I especially like that. Jersey keeps interrupting me and won't let me talk. Thank you. Over there being a menace. Does she not like other dogs either? Mine does not like other dogs. These kinds of sounds. Walks back like nothing happened. Yeah. Yeah, same. Hates him. I'm kind of curious what this would sound like if we just turn it down, but I thought it would be cool, but it's not. Yeah, I do too. Something like that might be kind of cool. I'm trying to keep it like all relatively like the same kind of. Maybe this should be like pitched. Yeah, it's a cool little jam to play with. It's a cool little beat. Yeah, the intro's dope. Cool. Well, that was fun. That took 2.5 hours. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Okay, what is that? Oh. Maybe something a little more subtle.
If you don't believe me, just
That's fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of boring, but it's a vibe and everything works. You know? It's really coming long. I'm sorry, what? wow, we're going to try to create some push and pull with some of this stuff. All right, where's that drone coming from? Oh. Hmm. That's a wild sound. It's really cool though. That's fucking sick. I think we're just gonna do one wheel up through in this track instead of a few. It's a little bit too long. Not really. I see the potential behind them, but I'm just not really like. I think just doing it the way that I'm used to with this, because I just picked up why you asked me that with what I'm doing right now, but I'm just, this is already so fluid for me that it doesn't really. The other thing is, like, I think even if I were to make an alias clip or whatever, I'd still, it'd still probably be just as many clicks, unless if, well, I suppose I could do that. No, because these aren't unique, but I guess what I would do is change this pattern and then make the rest of them. Yeah, I don't know. I'll pick it up at some point because you might be onto something. But to be honest with you, like, it just happened so fast that I didn't even think twice about it. A power menu? What does that mean? Yeah, I'd like this to... Is that click coming from the sidechain of the ring mods? I think. No. All similar. Okay, now what's some other stuff that I could do to make this a little bit more unique as well? Command enter. Negative. 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 No, there's some. Must be something else. Or is that a custom keyboard shortcut that you made? I don't really like doing one note tracks, but I mean, this is kind of a vibe. And this probably needs to go in the whole thing. There we go. I'll try to move this up to 24 as well and see if I can do some interesting panning with this. Yeah, this is a decent tune. I can listen to this a few times and not get bored of it. It was kind of just one of those things where, like, I just hit a riff and then I was like, oh shit, that's dope. Let's use that. That sample before the B section reminds me of some Metroid Prime. Really like how are you talking about the triplet sounding thing? This thing? Or is there another? I guess this could also be the B section. Oh, this. Yeah, it almost kind of sounds like the recording to log or the map sound. I could probably do a quiz where if you played a sound from Metroid Prime, I would know what it is. I might not be able to name, like, if it was a creature sound, I might not be able to name the creature, but I'd be like, oh, it's the ice lizard or some shit, you know? But I've played that game so many fucking times that Actually, I think I played through it again like maybe 2 months ago. It wasn't on stream, but I would love to play a few games like on stream and have a bunch of people come in, but I would need to do it to where I could pace it not only for myself but for everyone else that keeps them interested. Because like when I get into games, I have a habit of like not saying a word because I'm like really immersed, but I don't know, maybe if it was like a Discord call or something where I could do that, but gaming on this channel is a no-go. So what I would most likely do is you'd be able to name the dive bombing fuckers. Oh, the shriek bats. Yeah. No, you know what sound lives rent free in my head? The fucking Chozo ghost sound. Like those guys annoy the fuck out of me, and that track annoys the fuck out of me. Like they did such a good job of making it so annoying that it makes it terrifying. You know what I mean? Because it's like do 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 do, and you're just like, oh my god, what is happening? Oh fuck, I can't kill these things except with a shitty power beam. Hello, super missiles. But yeah, actually, I think I 100%ed that file. I swear it was at least a few months ago. But I did all the scans, got all the upgrades, and I was like, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. Yeah, I still feel like this is missing something else. Like it's got a good vibe, but I don't know. Very easy track to make though, especially when it's just, you know. Oh yeah, they're in like one room for like one part of the game, and then there's also the aqua sentries. If you miss those, then like you're fucked. So now every time I do the downed frigate, I always save at the beginning, and then I just do the whole thing, and I don't come back. Or like I don't save until I remember to do that stupid thing. Because that happened to me. I played through the entire fucking game again, and then I missed it, and I was like, and I was like, fuck. That was such a dick move for them to do. One time, one room, you have no idea that those things are unique, and then you kill them. Yeah, the turnaround on this was just some bullshit. I agree though. I don't really know what the turnaround should be. Because right now it's just a couple of samples. Actually, it's a few different turnarounds, but I wanted there to be like... Yeah, so there's a couple of different variations of it, but it's just kind of goes. Like, I don't really want to put a neurobase in there. I was thinking about, like... I don't know, if you listen to that track, Salt Toffee from Ivy Lab, there's, like, not really anything in there. No, I don't want to do that. Because this is the reference track, and I'm pretty, like... Yeah, you see, it's just a bing. Um, we do change the riff a bit here with the do 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 do. We could do like a nah, yeah, I like the drone better. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's a cool little sketch though for now. Anybody got any questions about anything? I think that I'm going to I think that I'm going to feed my dog and fucking stretch because my entire upper body, like arms, upper back, chest, shoulders, it feels like I'm wearing a 20-pound suit of armor. And I'm just like, dude, I need to do something about that. And if I don't, I'm going to come on to the stream Wednesday like this. Hello. Hey. Welcome to the stream. My name's Alckemy. My hip. My face. My back. My hip and my back. Life alert, help, I can't get up. Yeah, I need to, I'm gonna try out the sampling thing on here. Sample, is it sampler? It's the thing that's supposed to be your, like a sample organizer. Excuse me. Organize your samples. Sampleism. Yeah, so has anybody ever used this? There's a free version, I believe. So I'm going to try that over Sononym because I'm having a really hard time doing the thing. But I mean, this has 4 stars, so I'm kind of curious as to what people are saying. Software is very good. The first is, why does software require you to create a library instead of reading the library? Consider adding features. This was 6 years ago. Could you please add option to shortcut? How would you quickly? Oh, this might not even be a. Oh yeah, it does. Automatically categorize audio samples into tags. And when was this last updated? Two years ago. So it's kind of abandonware. No, I'm not gonna pay $60 for abandonware. Yeah, I don't know. Any final verdicts on what you all think about the MPC 3? I really want one, but I can't see myself like embracing it and making the most out of it. Especially like since I have Electron stuff and since I have an iPad. For beat sketching, it's just when the MPC Live steps into a zone to where I can do everything on it, I'll make it a hard consideration. But even though I like the clipper, that's nice that they finally added that. And I like the mic thing, but there's just some like key tools that this is missing to be like to do anything even remotely close to this, because like this is a fairly simple track. I didn't really do much with it, but like if you're just using this for sequencing to do a beat challenge without upwards compression, dude, I went 2 years without using OTT. If you listen to some of my older shit, or are you saying like how to replace doing a challenge of not using OTT but figuring out a way to do that? I have a stream where I've done that recently. It was the no plugin challenge, and I didn't use the loud split, so that's already live. Is the 1000 or 2500? Dude, I am so sorry. You sent me a message on Instagram, and I think that I didn't respond. I do not have notifications turned on for Instagram, so the best way to reach me is like Discord or leave me a comment or something. Yeah, Key 37 was kind of cool, but I feel like it doesn't have enough RAM. That was the first issue with the MPC. Like the Live 2 only had like 2 gigabytes of RAM. I think the Live 37 has maybe 4, or maybe only the 61 does. But with this, like 8 gigabytes of RAM is enough, but you only have 4 inserts. You have hardly any modulation capabilities. So sound designing and shit is a pain. I like that you can do the internal resampling, but like if you've got 2K to spend, get a Waldorf Iridium core. Get an Iridium core, hook it up to an iPad, or hook it up to your DAW, or hook it up to the Digitact, because the Digitact plus the Iridium core, you're fucking solid, bro. Like this can make drums, it can make your basses, it can do cool glitchy shit. Add that on top of like a pedal or something, and like you're in this like totally different playing field than trying to menu dive through the MPC. The MPC has really dope pads. I really like the XY stuff, but again, I can't. I don't know, man. I think I just prefer the Electron stuff. I think I've made way cooler shit on Electron boxes than I ever have on an MPC Live 3. But it's enticing. It looks super cool, and it looks like a great like toy, you know? But yeah, I just can't justify it. I think if I were to upgrade, I would do like an iPad or something. iPad, Oxy One sequencer is more than enough. Shit, you could get some really kick-ass modular gear for that price. The microphone is cool, so you could make some cool drums in theory with it, but I don't know. If you're like a sampling head and like most of the music that you make is like remixes or like, you know, pulling out records and stuff, I think the MPC is actually a great choice. It's the easiest to do aside. I think it's the easiest to like sample and get that stuff all set up, even compared to the Digitact, because it does have the slice mode now, but the MPC has always been, yeah, you could do the Octatrack. The problem with the Octatrack is I don't like that it only has 2 insert effects. To which I would say, if you're using an Electron device, cook everything outside of the box and then bring everything that's ready to go in. That's the way to go, in my opinion. Unless if you're just doing like some random sketches and stuff, you know, but you can get some really high quality music if you do that. And that's kind of the cool thing about the Digitact and the analog heat and all that other stuff is that, and I think that's like a major player with this, because whenever you use the MPC, you have to put it in controller mode, so you can't use everything in tandem. But with stuff like, I guess it's not plugged in, but with stuff like the Digitact, you could fucking run it as a VST. And that workflow dialogue, I think, is the best way to describe that, between your DAW and getting stuff into the Digitact is pretty nice. the MPC software that comes as like, it is also a VST when you work in controller mode, but it just, you don't have the same navigational menu stuff that you would to where I can be like, yo, I'm just going to pull this up in the DAW and then work on it that way. You could do USB over audio, but the integration aspect just isn't there. I don't know. I still think it's a dope piece of hardware. I think that for something that it is expensive, but this is actually real pretty decent value of the pads, the DAW, the plugins that it comes with, the speakers, the microphone. Like it is getting closer towards being an all-in-one production system. But for the kind of music that I make, I just don't think it's capable. And if you are looking for something that's portable, that you're like, yo, I want to make like, you know, high quality beats or whatever. Unless if you're Chi, I've seen him cook on Ableton Note and he's made some fucking killer shit, but let's be real, none of us are that guy. Anything he touches, he makes fucking cool shit, so whatever. That fucker. But Cubases with an iPad is your next best thing to like a fully fledged DAW or something. I'm actually curious if Logic Pro has been updated. I'm actually curious if Cubases has been updated. What is this comment you left? What is this? Oh, this is on Audika's channel, or on Skylar's channel now. Paaaaack 3 masks. Sorry, I am looking at whether or not Cubases or Logic Pro for iPad has been updated. If Cubases adds unlimited effects, it's over. I looked at no, but don't need, plus no phone to upload to cloud. No iPhone. Yeah, it was on. Okay, this was updated 4 months ago. What's new? Supplemental update. It had a big update 6 months ago that was... Oh shit. Seamless project transfers between Cubase's Bitwig Studio and Presonus Studio One is now supporting DAW project format, so you can effortlessly transfer your projects between Cubases on iOS, iPad, and Bitwig Studio. Holy shit, did you all see that? Okay. Well, goddamn. Okay, so there's the project exchange, but what else is there? You enjoy freedom to expand your creative format, support, exchange projects. I think that was the big thing that they added. One year ago, they added audio glue, convert files to mono, copy and paste revisited, search your instruments, effects, and presets, smoother level metering, mix down MP3 and AIFF, stable DAWs. One thing that I like about... Yeah, that's a pretty neat idea. I heard about DAW Project, didn't know Cubase was included. Well, I knew, well, Bitwig had the thing that you could, you know what I mean, upload those projects, but the fact that you have it on mobile now is kind of interesting to make tracks just on, I don't know, would you all watch a stream if I made a track on, just on Cubase's 3? Let me look at the last time Logic Pro was updated. 3 months ago, stability, improvements, and bug fixes. Let's see, 4 months ago, learn MIDI, create connections, flashback capture, so recover and save improvisational performance, so retrospective recording. Oh, it also does it on audio. Oh, that's cool. So it's got retrospective recording on MIDI and audio. Stem splitting, submix, presets, drum and bass pack. Okay. Let's see. 10 months ago, they had the Quantic Room Simulator. So that is some kind of hardware. Sound browse sample folders. So that's nice that they finally added that to where you can just add. What is my hair doing? You can just add samples and stuff from a outside folder. Easy to navigate with sound library, modular melodies, drag channel strips to organize your mixer layout, send your mix directly to voice memos. That's kind of cool. Pitch correction. Yeah, my big issue with Logic Pro is the audio warping. You have to warp the entire track to do shit. And so if I wanted to stretch something out and reverse it, I have to create 3 tracks in order to complete that. So I have to go warp it and reverse it, then bounce it, then time stretch it. And then if I wanted to change any pitching or anything to it after the warping, I have to bounce it to another track and try to work on the pitching of whatever it is that it's supposed to do. Cubase's 3-track would watch. I have one project in Cubase's that was just drums, and it was decent. But yeah, I suppose I could. That could be fun to do. Maybe I could do that on Wednesday or Friday. Probably Wednesday, to be honest. Friday is hard. I recently picked up 2 private lessons, and then I go play cards later in the evening. So like that's my busiest day, but I still try to go live at least for a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm gonna feed my dog. She deserves nothing but the best, and I made her wait like an hour, so I'm gonna get her fed and make her happy. But much love, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to support the channel, alchemy.com. Can you get a lesson? Yeah, you can book through a lesson on how I grade your penance. Oh, on how you made my penance. Yeah, I could do that. I could also just make a video for the members. Like make a short on it or something, but I'm trying to think if there's anything unique about that I made that was like... Wait, didn't I already make a video on how I made that? I think I... Scroll back a few videos on some of the Talking Head ones. I like the vocal chop. Yeah, because I made a video on how I made that. That's not a vocal. I was using Beam and I stretched something out and it did the do do da da do da da da, and I just used that as the riff. Yeah, but it wasn't a vocal. It was I used Beam on some random sound, and I yeah. Yeah, it was definitely an accident. But I do think I already have a video on that. But anyways, I'll figure it out. There's I have videos to be for any of you who are members. I have videos covered for the next 2 months. The shorts is kind of what I'm working on right now with wait, Pink Frost, are you also a little pink? Are you the same person? Corey's calling me. Give me 1 second. Oh no. I spilled my coffee. Hello? Hey babe. I'm still on stream. You doing okay? No, I'll feed her. Well, I haven't fed her yet, but I was just getting ready to hop offline to feed her. No, I don't mind. I got it. Okay, bye. I love you, babe. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I need to clean this up before it gets onto my hardware. But much love. I'll see y'all later. Come back Wednesday, and we'll do it up again. Bye.